Hello, I'm Alison Duana and I'm an astrologer and a Gene Keys guide. So welcome to this podcast, which it feels like about the intensity of heat and pressure building up. So we have three planets retrograde at the moment, the big planets. We have Pluto, we have Neptune, and we have Saturn as well. So this is one of the things when the planets go backwards, they're kind of asking us to address certain issues. They are especially around structures with Saturn in Aquarius and Pluto in Capricorn is about structural breakdown. That could be as systems, but also biological systems. So our bodies are actually under very intense pressure at the moment, and that can show up as, health problems, feeling very irritable, feeling angry, that kind of thing. So let's try and shed some light on this. And the Goddess Asteroids are doing some really interesting things. And for me, the Goddess Asteroids, they kind of open doorways out of our karma, whether that's our individual or our collective karma. So what I love about them is they always offer solutions. And as a very strong Virgoan person, I like solutions. I want to know what I'm going to do to change the situation. Okay, so let me share the chart with you, and let's begin this really interesting journey here today. Okay, so I want to begin over here in, this is my chart in the UK for today, the 18th of July, and it falls in the 8th house of deep transformation. But for other countries, it may be different. Now, we're in the middle of like a really intense heat wave. I don't remember since living in Britain, actually, the temperature's getting up to kind of 37 tomorrow. So that's like really strange for Yorkshire, and no one is set up to deal with those kind of temperatures. So what we have is the Sun is at 26 degrees Cancer. Here we can see Ceres, the Mother Goddess energy archetype, is at 27 Cancer, and Mercury is at 28 Cancer. So the Sun is just finishing its transit tomorrow of Gene Key 62, which is all about precision and impeccability. And Ceres and Mercury are in Gene Key 56. So this is about the shadow of distraction, which just feels like an absolutely massive shadow on our planet right now. We have the gift of enrichment. What is enriching your life, what is enriching the world, and what is draining and taking away. And then we have this beautiful city of intoxication, which is almost like taking wonderful things in, like cheesecake is what comes to mind, what I fancy right now, or a beautiful wine, or a gin and tonic, at these sort of homeopathic levels. So we're actually getting maximum enjoyment from that. Rather than kind of having loads of it, we're having tiny little bits. But that is so much more delicious through having that. So it's interesting that the Sun Ceres conjunction is happening in this gene key. As I say, in Britain, we're going through some intense climate extreme experience here right now, and Ceres is about Gaia, Mother Earth, and so this is one level of Ceres. She's also connected with food and well-being. I'm actually doing a talk a little bit later today in the summer cleanse on Soul Tribe community on Ceres. So I was delighted to find that she's actually conjunct the Sun and Mercury today. You know, it feels like she really wants her voice to be heard about nurturing ourselves, eating healthy foods, you know, eating food we feel connected to. The whole industrialization of food has left us very disconnected from what we're eating, how we feel about it. So I encourage you to, you know, honor Ceres by shopping local, shopping organic, going to the market where you can, you know, touch things, smell things. Everything's not wrapped in loads of plastic. You know, you can kind of see what your food is at the market. So that's a very easy way of honoring Ceres at this time. And just really noticing the pressures that you're feeling around your body. So you'll notice here that Ceres is opposing Pluto in Gene Key 60. So Gene Key 60 is called the cracking of the vessel. You can see Pluto is retrograde there, so he's moving back through Capricorn and undoing all kinds of systems, government systems, the monetary system, you know. So again, you know, with these changes, it's pretty scary in a way, living through these times. But also, as these things break down, new opportunities arise and emerge, and so keep a lookout for those. You know, the Gaia wants to support us and wants us to live in harmony with her. So how do we rise to that occasion? Now, what is wonderful is we have here a beautiful harmonious trine that is coming down to Sun to Neptune is the closest there. So this is in the water signs, and conjunct Neptune, who's also going retrograde right now. We have Astraea, goddess of the golden new age. I always think of her as the sacred artist as well. You know, she's bringing in beauty, she's bringing in higher subtle awareness. And that is something, you know, that's kind of what I'm saying also about our food, you know, to really pay attention to our subtle awareness around food, because then we will naturally eat healthily, because we'll choose food that is resonating at a higher frequency, if you like organic food resonates at a higher frequency than packaged up food that you stick in the microwave, virtually, you know, nothing left of it energetically. So so when we raise our subtle awareness, we naturally eat more healthily, but also we eat what's right for us. You know, it can be so confusing with all the diets out there. You know, this is good, this is bad, and then the next day you read the reverse. But through your subtle awareness, then you know exactly what is right to put into this vessel that is yours. And some, you know, and to be aware of that thing about doing it at homeopathic levels, you know, that you don't need a lot of something to enjoy it actually. In fact, if you overdo it, like chocolate cake's a good example, then you feel a bit sick afterwards, or wine or alcohol, you know, as if you just had a little bit, then it can be really, really lovely. Okay, so I've mentioned Estrella there, so she's raising our subtle awareness. And we also have Juno there, goddess of the sacred marriage. So this is calling forward an ever deepening level of alchemy of the male and female within the left and the right brain. Um, and actually, when we allow the right brain to be the leader, then we start to kind of see much more holistically as well. You know, the left brain can be quite greedy, basically, because it wants what's right in front of it, and it's very linear. It's like if I don't get it now, it's going to go away. So it doesn't really like sharing necessarily either, the left brain. So yeah, so think about that kind of alchemy going on inside yourself. And a bit too far away to be directly in this conjunction, but we actually have Vesta there is also in Pisces, so we've got a lot of water energy activation going on at the moment. Um, and here we can see another trine to water. So we have Vesta here at 6 degrees Pisces. So she's the priestess. She's all about using intention, prayer. One of the wonderful practices we use in the Soul Tribe community is called celestial communication. We're doing one at the moment to Gobinde Mokande, where you use beautiful, kind of graceful movements to create a prayer and a powerful intention, which you are like programming into your aura as you do it. So this is the realm of the priestess. You know, she can be very creative, and the priestess energy is what is affecting the quantum horizon, the event horizon, which we know through scientists like Nassim Haramein, that the most subtle consciousness is what can affect the event horizon of the future. So this always gives me a lot of hope, you know. We can co-create with the universe. In fact, we're designed to co-create with the universe. So once we come out of our kind of low frequency being, we are really able to do that. And we can see here that that goes to a beautiful trine with Hygeia, who is in Scorpio. So another water trine there. And Hygeia is the medicine woman in Scorpio. You know, she's going to the deepest level. Feels like in Scorpio and the water that this is a time to kind of really be aware of our emotions as well. You know, it's quite interesting. I think the hot weather can really, I know I felt quite moody and irritated this morning, and I think as things heat up, the emotions do actually kind of get more turbulent. So yeah, that's something to be aware of as well. Okay, so Dara, in doing this chart today, I realized a couple of other things. So we actually have Venus here is entering into Cancer today. So that's really beautiful. And is in Jinki 15 actually, which is a very healing one. I always feel it's kind of you know, it's about fluorescence and light in the body. The other really fascinating thing is that Uranus is pretty nearly conjunct the North Node. So this is in Taurus. So we may actually see, firstly, we may see some shocking and unexpected events as this conjunction takes place, because that's the energy of Uranus, is shocking news. And that may be connected with the climate change, Gaia, it may be the shock is that the governments actually start to pay attention to this. That would be quite shocking news, but very welcome news. So we'll see how that plays out. And just to give you a timeline on that, so they actually become exactly conjunct tomorrow at 18 degrees Aries, and then but they're still in different gene keys. So Uranus is in gene key 2, the North Node is in gene key 23, which is all about simplifying our lives. Gene key 2 is pure yin. It's like very feminine, earthy energy. So as the North Node is moving retrograde always, and it's going to move into Gene Key 2 then on the 21st of July. So that I feel is going to be a really, really powerful activation of the divine feminine, the Gaia energy. I'm really excited to see what will happen and in that time. And also, it's a really good time to do ceremony, to go on a vision quest, to deepen your connection with Gaia, because this is only stressful when we're out of touch with relationship with Gaia. When we're in that beautiful, fused, harmonious place of oneness with the plant kingdoms and the animals, this is how we can affect the change. So get out of your head and get into your body with the earth. This is really what's going to make a difference. The mind is very limited in what it's going to be able to do now. If anything, it certainly can't stop it, but we can certainly put in place things that can make life easier for us as we go through this. Just to mention one, for people who have issues around heat, is that I just purchased, because I got a bit sunburnt recently doing a pilgrimage, the Solaris Australian bushflower essence. So this can help remove energetically from the body issues around being burnt either by fire or by the sun. And even if that was like way back in your childhood, which happened to me at least twice really badly. So, but I feel like the Solaris essence can actually help people deal with the the effects of heat on the body and this pressure, which Ra Uruhu from Human Design says it is actually this intense heating up that's going to cause the mutation of the human species. And that was some 15, 20 years ago he said that, so he was pretty spot on with that one. Okay, so the final thing I want to mention today is that Chiron is, you can see there's an S there, which means that Chiron is stationary today. It's a very powerful day when any planet is stationary. Sinjinki 51 in the line 1. Now this is thunder over thunder in the hexagrams. You know, it's a real wake up call. It's all about initiation. So Chiron's moving retrograde, and when I went into, you know, tracking, like how long will this take, I was really astounded, really, to see that it's actually 22nd of December 2022 when Chiron turns direct. And this is actually also the same, exact same day that Venus will rise as the evening star. So that was just like, you know, wow, you know, the precision of the cosmos just dazzles me all the time. So if you're interested in following this passage of Venus, and also I'm going to begin a Gene Keys Pearl retreat as Venus starts to rise, and so we're going to use that momentum of Venus's ascent to really elevate to even more amazing levels the beautiful Pearl sequence, which helps to open your prosperity and your vocation, your life work, you know. So if you're feeling like, I don't know what those are and I'm stuck in some awful job I don't really want to be doing, then the Pearl sequence is for you, because it's going to start guiding you in the right direction. You know, life is short. Don't let your life run away with you. We all have gifts, and there's always a way. You know, the universe has a pathway set out. We've just got to get on that pathway. And it's not always easy going. You know, anyone who's ever gone on this path will tell you, yes, I needed to cut down on this or that. And I was living on the edge, maybe still living on the edge. But you know what? The edge keeps your mind sharp. So don't be afraid of living on the edge. It's a cool place to be. So I'll put my email address below if you're interested in joining my subscription platform, following Venus, doing the Pearl sequence. We're doing all sorts of other lovely things on there. Then get in touch, and I also offer one-to-one readings, Goddess Asteroid readings, and Gene Keys profile readings. So namaste, have a wonderful time. If you're here in Britain, stay cool. Bye.